Well, hello there, it's Beards and Bangers, and today I'm reviewing a car that we know on this channel, a car that's going to be loved in 2024 because it's the year of that car next year. And today we're going to be looking at a Rover Streetwise, but not just any Rover Streetwise.
Welcome to Beards and Bangers.
So this particular Streetwise belongs to my mate Austin, who does my work for me, and this car is for sale. I'll be up front. It can be bought. It's on the various marketplaces for £1,700 or near offer. Yeah, so this is partly a sales pitch for Austin, but also partly a bit of history about the Streetwise. So what is a Rover Streetwise? It looks like a Rover 25, Rover 200. It's the same platform, of course it is. But how did it come to be? It's quite an interesting story. So the Streetwise was developed by Peter Stevens and his young designers. So MG Rover, they'd been owned by the Phoenix Consortium. They were struggling. They'd already launched the Z ranges. They were trying different things, the City Rover being another example. But they thought, how can we make the Rover 25 appeal to young buyers? So incredibly, they were given a budget, these young designers were given a budget of £250,000, just £250,000. And they modified the Rover Streetwise, the Rover 25, sorry, and made it in Streetwise. So obviously we've got these moulded bumpers. Normally we've got a slightly higher ride height to give it that urban on-roader feel. So we'll have a little look around it and just see what's different with this one, but talk a little bit about the history of the Rover Streetwise and what it came to do to the car market, which we're still seeing the benefits of today. So normally the Streetwise rides quite a bit higher than the Rover 25. I think they're about 40 mil higher normally. Excuse the freezer that's in the background there. It's just been dumped there for ages, but this one's actually been lowered, so it's probably riding at about the same height as a Rover 25, probably not quite as low as an MG ZR, although it is sporting MG ZR 16 spoke straight wheels, which I do think look rather nice. And Austin's got some special centre cap badges made up, so it has got the correct Rover badges. Yeah, it does look nice sitting a bit lower, and I have driven it already, but obviously I'm going to talk you through driving it in a moment. But we can see the black or the grey mouldings around the car, and that was what was added, you know, principally as the sort of principal design difference between the 25 and the Streetwise. These black moulded trim and bumpers. So they went back to obviously when the Streetwise was launched, they were about to launch the facelifted 25 with the single piece headlights at the front. But all the Streetwises, this being a later one, have got the twin headlamps, which I do think is a particularly nice face on these cars. It's my favourite look, I think, of all the R3 variants. But of course, these moulded panels, these moulded trim that the Streetwise had, it's been copied to this very day. So we're now in an age where every vehicle is an SUV, an overgrown SUV in nondescript colours. And sorry to those of you who like those kind of cars, but let's face it, that's what they are. But we've got this lovely rear bumper with the Rover logo emblazoned on it, so it's not obvious straight away that it's a Rover. We've got Streetwise emblazoned across the back on the bonnet pull. This one's got a wiper delete, we'll notice that. And the other little difference on this one at the back is we've got a ZR 160, it's an MG ZR 160 spoiler, painted in body colour. So normally these have the sort of standard Rover 25 spoilers in sort of plain black. And of course, one of the other differences with the Streetwise is we've got these roof rails as well. So roof tents, roof bars, roof boxes. You're in luck with the Streetwise. But yeah, particularly nice colour. I think this is Firefrost red, so it's a really nice metallic colour. Yeah, this one's got the kind of the chrome coloured trim on the back and the front bumpers, which mine doesn't have. But yeah, this is a really straight car. I have looked underneath it, and it's solid. So people often worry with Streetwise is, you know, what these trim panels have behind them, but this car's solid. There's an absolute list of things that have been done. So we'll have a little look under the bonnet and I'll tell you what Austin's done to this car since he bought it. So the Streetwise came with 4 engine options. You had the 1.4, which is what we see here. We had the 1.6, which are rare beast, the 1.8 step speed. So the step speed was only available as the 1.8, and the 2-litre turbo diesel with the lovely L series engine. We see here a 1.4. Now, it's the higher powered one, so the 103 brake horse. That means it's got the non-restricted throttle body. It's really sweet engine. We'll start it up a moment so you can hear how quiet it is. But loads has been done. Head gasket, cam belt, water pump, thermostat, cam seals, rocker cover gasket. It's had a full service, including all the filters and plugs. The engine's been fully flushed. You've got 4 matching tyres. It's got upgraded vented brakes at the front. It's got a new BCU. So those of you who are used to this kind of car will know that the BCUs can be a right pain with the plectron to get in and out, especially the boot. It's got retrofitted electric mirrors. We've already seen that the rear wiper's been deleted. It's got new drive shaft seals, new exhaust, new reverse light switch, and, which we'll see in a minute, it's got an MGTF steering wheel, which really feels nice in the hand. But yeah, this is the 1.4, quite perky enough. There's quite enough power, about 103 brake horse. So this essentially is almost like an MG ZR 105 in the fact it's got these wheels and it's got this engine. But yeah, K series engine. This one's been fully looked after, fully serviced, so we know it's good. The key thing with these engines is to make sure you're on top of your servicing. Check your hoses thoroughly, check your coolant levels, you know, make sure you're checking your oil. Really good engines, tremendously revvy. And you know, they make for really good cars. Nice little detail we've got here is these little fixings for the front bumper, which is quite a nice touch, I think. If we have a little look around at the boot, inside the boot, sorry. We've seen this before on my channel, but yeah, we've got a decent sized boot. This car does come with quite a few spare bits, which is nice. They can come with the car, but yeah, decent sized boot. I've got one of these. I do my shopping in it. It's handy. You can get a week shopping in there, no problem at all. Now this one is a 3-door, so for me, probably the most attractive of the R3 variants. We'll have a little look inside, and then we shall take you for a drive. So we've got some really nice seats in this with the sort of half pleather. Obviously, yeah, the legroom in the back of these isn't the best. What we can see, it's got some additional speakers. It has got quite a nice sound system in here. Of course, some of the Streetwises come with a 2-seat back. So this of course is advantageous because it's got 3 seats in the back. But yeah, that's the back of the car. Jumping in the front, we've got this MG TF steering wheel, which is obviously much smaller than the standard Streetwise steering wheel, but just feels really nice. They're these TF steering wheels are very, very ergonomic. Got a few other differences in here. We've got an MG ZR gear stick, or gear knob certainly, so that looks very attractive. We've got this upgraded Pioneer DAB Plus stereo, so of course that means it's suitable for the modern person who likes their DAB radio. We've got MG ZR heater controls. Now these are interesting, these white here. We've got white surrounds there, and we've got white dials, which are completely different to the ZR. So I don't know where they're from, neither does Austin, but yeah, it makes it quite interesting. We've got these uprated Edge speakers. I haven't tested the sound system out because I don't want to put classic FM on when Austin's a Radio 1 fan, but we might do that to surprise him. You never know. New headlining, and that's really nice. It's in this lovely black fabric, and I think black headlinings are actually really nice. Of course, like all 25s and ZRs, we've got our window switches down here, handbrake, and a little cubby there, cup holder, couple of cup holders under the dash. This, of course, being a late Streetwise, we've got the facelift dash. We've got these round air vents and this sort of shape to the dashboard. But yeah, really nice. And without further ado, we shall get out and give it a drive. So of course, being a facelift with this different plectron, oh, it did start. So the immobiliser didn't do the beeping sound. Never mind, but sometimes you've got to press the unlock button if the car's been stood for a while, but this has sprung into life. Now, often K-series engines can sound a bit tappety, a bit rattly, a bit sewing machiney, but this engine on this is as sweet as a nut. It is seriously smooth, seriously quiet. We're just going to go for a little pottle around here, ease out. I'm on quite a bumpy road, which is always good, always where I start my test drives around here. And despite the fact it's lowered, the ride is really comfortable. I'm just going gently just because it's a car that's for sale, belonging to a friend, so I want to be careful with it. But it's not uncomfortable. These seats are very buckety. They're the same seats you got in an MG ZR. So they're very huggy. They hug your kidneys. They're comfortable, and you can go. You haven't got armrests in these. You haven't got masses of legroom, but you can do long journeys in them. I'm an old fart, and I do long journeys in my Streetwise all the time, and they are quite comfy. So we're a bit of smoother surface now. We'll just get it round this corner, which will open him up a little bit. I believe this car is a him. I'm wondering what my hand smells, but it's Swarfiga. Brakes are really good, and the other thing I'm noticing, the steering wheel is dead straight, and the car's not pulling in any funny directions. Often R3s can pull. You can be sort of fighting the steering, even if the tracking's sorted and suspension sorted. But this just feels so taut. It feels very planted on the road, and everything just feels nice and straight. Yeah, nice bit of grip round that corner. Also, we have got some decent tyres on some decent wheels. And that goes nicely. That's they're not slouchy engines. They rev. They've got decent torque. So even in the 1.4, they're good motors. And the advantage of the 1.4, of course, is it's cheaper to run on fuel, and I would say cheaper to insure. But with the insurance market the way it is, who knows? Because people are paying, or people's renewals are coming through at silly rates. So do shop around for insurance. These can be cheap if you shop around. This is lovely. This is so quiet. It drives like a modern car. So he's added electric mirrors, which is really good. And these got good aircon on them. You have got a decent heater as well. They do work particularly well on these facelift cars. Very crisp gear change. There's no slop there at all. I think it's had the linkage changed and new polybush as well, so that's why that change feels lovely. The clutch feels great as well. It's not heavy, which sometimes they can feel it heavy on some of these MG Rover cars. I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with this car. Yes, that pulls away really nicely. That's a standing start, and that's up at 50, which is as fast as I'll go round here. And of course I'll get you on beard cam so you can see what I'm seeing as I'm driving along. Yeah, that just pulls away really nicely. Exhaust note is lovely. So it's a quiet engine, but it's got a nice little raspy exhaust note, which does sound nice. I could just drive this all day. It's really comfy. It feels good. It's clean. It's obviously been, Austin's really, cared for the car. It's not wanted for anything, I have to say. And I have watched him doing bits and bobs to it. Turning circle's actually not bad. Yeah, the R3's turning circle can be problematic sometimes, but yeah, that's all right. That is all right. Yeah, just going. Sorry, excuse my camera doing that. Yeah, that really does handle nicely. I'm impressed, Austin, and someone else can be impressed with this car as well, because it's very straight, and it will make someone a really nice either modern classic, or you could absolutely use this car daily. There's nothing to stop you doing that. Must apologise, my windscreen mount has got a mind of its own. Does not want to stay on this window one little bit. But I think we're pretty close to wrapping this video up, because I'm impressed with the car. We know a bit about the Streetwise now and its history. Of course, one thing we must mention is that these became the first of the Chinese MG. So they basically took this car and made it into the MG3 SW. So, and of course the MG3 name still lives on, because it's one of the modern MGs that people can buy. So thank you for watching this Rover Streetwise test drive. It's been a real pleasure driving this car. So if anyone does want to buy it, get in touch through the Facebook group Beards and Bangers. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. This is a really straight car. The lowering and the MGTF steering wheel makes a massive difference. I really like that a lot. And yeah, the fact it's low, it doesn't take anything away from it. It is really cool. Well done, Austin. This is going to make someone a really nice car. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.